Let's fucking
It is right now. Recording in progress. Smoking Tim Bestian.
Oh,
Skull
boys.
Ike's.
How's it going?
You know,
So
it
I wanted to pay homage to your team, TJ Hawkinson, with the hair.
it's
Don't
the
have the
flow
beardy
is
stash.
the flow is crazy.
If
And
I take this off, it's not believable.
man, it looks even better. I think with the curls and you taking off the hat, it looks very Dog the Bounty Hunter-esque. Like
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
it's
That's
pretty
a
good.
really good tribute.
It's hey, you can't beat the dog.
Yeah.
Um
Speaking of
so
dog, I'm going to be the dog this year.
well, you were just saying
0-3.
starting 0 and 3.
First
How
time
tell
ever.
me. Tell
First time
no.
ever starting 0-3.
No.
All right, I'm gonna say a little bit here. I think it goes
Floor is
back to
yours.
draft day. I wasn't as fun um, as I usually am. I just got back from a 3-day bender up at the Ryder Cup, which I was very conflicted with. Dan and Rob both know this that I really wanted to attend our little fantasy thing, but I already had committed to the Ryder Cup, and if
Hmm.
I would have bailed, Rob would have bailed, and I would have left Dan really, really fucked.
In a rough
So
spot. Yeah.
yeah, so I felt it was only the right thing to do that. But Dan can attest, I was really upset, because I was looking forward to that because I don't get to see you guys too often. I don't get to see those guys often either. But you guys are my first and only family. I won't want you guys forget that.
I
And
like how you put that first and only family while your wife and two kids are sitting inside like one door away from you.
I've known you guys longer.
Sure, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm part of that family.
No, so I wasn't, I don't think I was the right Tim. I wasn't drunk. I was kind of hungover. I got home. So before I bless my wife. I fucking love her to death. I'm not
Hmm.
speaking bad about her, but I had this planned going to the draft after I got back from the Ryder Cup, right? I was going to come home about noon, hang out with the kids, have them go to nap, wake up, go to the Ryder Cup, have a great time. Or, I mean, go to the draft, have a great time.
Right.
Um, my wife was getting all dolled up at like 2 o'clock. And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? You have a beauty counter thing, she has a beauty counter, like what we kind of
Oh,
do.
yep.
And she's like, no, the girls are going out for happy hour. We're all meeting at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh, so you're gonna be back, before 4, right? And she looked at me and she's like, what? Why? I'm like, I have the draft tonight at Cookie's house. And that look right there, all the married
Yeah.
guys know that look. Um, yeah, so I was kind of like, I don't know, I felt really bad because I was gone all weekend. She
Hmm.
had the kids and I'm like, all right, peace out. I'm gonna go fucking hang out with my other boys and fucking get drunk. But no, didn't happen. I thought I'd come home, put the kids to bed. So I didn't get the annual Beshan draft.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
okay. I'm
We
gonna
didn't
rip you
get
guys' fucking teams apart tonight. So we are
that's it. Yes.
so
Okay. So
I'm
the 0 and
also
3, the
0 and
0 and
3.
3.
First time ever.
Hmm.
I'm average. I'm the most average person in this fucking fantasy, right?
True.
Never won the jacket. I've never finished last place. I always just make the playoffs or just miss out on the playoffs. If you pull up
Yeah.
your legacy
Our
board,
year over
I'm
year,
like
you're like eighth.
500.
Yeah.
I'm like 500. I've given up like the most points. Pretty average for points for.
Yeah.
But this year I just have just hit a fucking snatch, man. Like first week, totally on me. Poor management, starting Kadarius
Mm.
Tony. You
Mm.
read all the preseason
Who
hype,
could have seen
all
that?
the right, like, oh, he's gonna be the number one target. Who they got? Like MSV, fuck him. Sky
Hmm.
Moore, he's a little
Hmm.
pretty boy. Like, touch him, he's gonna fall down. So I'm like, Kadarius Tony, he's gonna be the fucking steal of the draft, and I'm about to drop that motherfucker.
Hmm.
But I persevered, and then my running backs let me down. if you guys know, I hate running backs. I've always drafted wide receivers. And this year, guess who I fucking drafted first? Was a running back, Derrick Henry, who's been putting up 3 points. Not just kidding. He
Mm-hmm.
had a good week one. Week two and three sucked. Deion Jackson, he was so bad on my fantasy team that Indianapolis fucking cut him off the team. So yeah,
That's pretty good. That's
yeah.
pretty good. I
But you know,
am,
what a wild week.
yeah.
I keep cutting you off. Go.
No,
You're
no,
the
no, no, please.
I'm just so excited to get to do this.
I was just I pulled up even this year's stats for you. And you right now, I think you are third for points
Fourth,
against.
fourth points against, and I'm like fourth to last for points for. But if you look at them, I'm pretty even.
No,
No?
for points for your top half. I
Am
think
I?
you
I don't
like
know. I
you're
was kind of
pretty
checking out
average, just like
before.
you were saying, you're
Yeah.
pretty average. Like
I'm
you're
the
right in the
average
middle.
guy in the
But
group, and everyone needs one.
points against, I think it is Scuds. Scuds has 412, almost 413 points against. And
Points
then
for.
there, no, points against.
Oh my God.
And
So he's like
then and
50.
then it's you.
Yeah. Shout out to Scuds,
Oh,
though.
I guess I'm
We
sorry.
were both 0
Uh
2
uh
talking trades last week.
Tim Cookie has the next highest by 5 points. But yeah, like right now you're average on points for, and then third highest for points against. So I mean, like to me, that's a recipe for just like still like you could easily after week six be 3-3.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, Scudamore has said he started what, 0-5
Yeah.
and won the jacket. Part of the waiver wire I did last night, as most of you know, I spent the rest of my money in week 4
Okay. Okay. Let's
on
get into
this
that.
a
Let,
Chan.
let's get
Okay,
into
let's go.
that.
Yeah, I have
So
notes. I have notes, man. I can't forget.
please, I will pepper in a little around you. Why don't you just start and give me, because you spent
$83.
$83 on a guy that I drafted
And
and
you proposed a
dropped
trade. No, you proposed a trade to me.
and then dropped.
You wanted what was it, Tutu Otwell? Hold
Oh, it
on.
was
I
not a lot.
documented that. I
Yeah, it
documented
was
all
not
the
a lot.
trades. Yeah, it was Tank Bigsby for a Chan. And I said, get fucked with that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
And they both suck. They both suck. So we both dropped him pretty much. And then he went off. So the only thing lacking on my team is the running back too.
Yeah.
I feel right, and my
Yeah.
bench, goddamn horse shit. Besides Jordan Love, I have like the two top five quarterbacks in the league, and I've tried so many trades last week. I've tried Patty Mahomes, Jordan Love, was it Dan Cookie, Dale Scuds, you, and Strifer John,
Mhm.
not Chris, because Chris will never accept the trade unless he's getting twofold for what he gets him back. Like it's true. Like, have you ever done a
Hey,
trade with Chris? Has anyone done a trade with Chris?
he gets a jacket every third year. So it works. It works.
Three more than I have.
Amen, brother. Amen.
But yeah, so the waiver wire guys, I want to just point out that Rob Murray's team defense
Yep.
just put up 35 on the opposing team, which pretty much won him the game
Yeah.
single-handedly.
Yep.
Well, maybe. But then he just spent $11 on the Cleveland Brown defense to keep him on the bench. Like, what the fuck is that all about?
Well,
I don't get it.
do you think a person that is winning games due to defenses is now looking forward because they're going to have a difficult match coming up?
Miami, is it difficult? Maybe, but it's gonna be difficult for Miami. We'll get up
They just put 70 points. The
on
highest
Denver
points, the highest points on a team since like
1966.
1960. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
They hung 72. They could have gotten 73 if they wanted to, but the class act Mike McDaniels is like, I'm I'm gonna take a knee. This is good enough. And you know what? I was talking to so many people and reading so much shit online that they were
Yep.
saying like, "Fuck Sean Payton, you should have hung up the record on him." Like, no
Yeah.
one likes that guy in the league, I guess. And so, what better fit between Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, the two most hated people in the NFL right now, together, 0-3.
Yeah. No, and does not look promising. Does not look like
Do
I
we look
okay.
promising though?
That's just what I was gonna say. Is
We
like
do.
I are I think that the boy that you're trying to dress as today, Hawkinson, ends up falling down in the end zone with a touchdown. And are you saying the same words?
Yeah, he should have. He dropped that fucking ball.
No, but that's what I'm saying is like if
Yeah.
that ends up being an incomplete pass, they try it again, he gets a touchdown.
Well, they
We're
should have just spiked the fucking ball to begin
oh
with.
my god,
Oh, I was
with
trying to
like
hear a play. It's like,
35,
dude,
40 seconds left.
you're a fucking veteran quarterback. You're 36 years old, dude.
No.
You should know to spike the ball. You shouldn't have to look at your coach to say spike the ball. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just
they
common sense.
ran like 25
That's
seconds off the clock.
Yeah, that is Kirk Cousins to a T right there. Right? Puts up
It's
he's first in passing yards,
yep,
first in passing touchdowns.
yep.
We have the league in receiving wide receiver for receiving yards, and we have the sack leader, Daniil Hunter, with 5, and we're 0-3.
I will say this, and I'll do this for you guys because I know this is what this means. Uh I think that we every team loses 3, and these were our 3. I think that we go on a winning spree.
If we lose against Carolina,
Oh,
see you later, Kirk Cousins.
oh,
Have fun in New York,
oh!
blowing
It's
up the team.
I mean, I
Hank the
really think
Taylor.
that Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, but it's hard to see him make rookie mistakes like that.
Unfortunately, but
It's hard.
hey, that's the Viking way, right?
That I was just gonna say, nothing prepares you more for a turbulent life like being a Minnesota sports fan for your entire life. That's
Yeah, just
it's
like the Twins are gonna get bounced first round this year.
oh, you shut your freaking mouth. So the Twins, I'm wearing a Twins hat. This is their new
Yep.
branded logo.
Mhm.
North Star over the they are playing up in Minneapolis on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As some of you know, the 5th is my birthday. So this upcoming week is the Twins are gonna get to the second round of the playoffs for
For
the first time in I don't remember how long.
2005, 2006, one of the Joe Mauer years.
Yeah, because I think that like okay, the
We've
Vikings have
lost
won.
every. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Vikings have won a playoff game, and it took a miracle. And the Twins have not made it past the first round in I don't
Well,
know how long.
the Vikings made it to 2 NFC Championship games and laid fucking eggs, right? They went to the Giants,
How
and
long ago?
they went to the Giants fucking, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, and they lost.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, since the Twins won the last thing, right?
Oh
So,
my god,
yeah.
91. We were
Yeah. Well, we were in the
3
NFC
Taylor.
Championship,
We
and
were
we lost to the
3.
Eagles.
We were
Yeah.
3 the last time someone brought a ring home in Minnesota. A
Yeah.
male
I
sports,
was I was
a
3. Yeah,
male
shit.
sporting.
87, 91. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the Minnesota Lynx? Shout out John Strife.
That's what I'm saying is like I think technically the most winningest sports team in history is when there was professional volleyball, like indoor volleyball in Minnesota, like won 3 years in a row. So they won like 100% of the sports championships, and then the league was dissolved. So like Minnesota won 100% of a sport
And they're like,
that
this
does not
is
exist
stupid.
anymore.
Minnesota keeps winning every year. We're gonna change this shit up.
Hey, I think it's just going to be you're going to walk into Minnesota and it's just going to be women's sports will be the only thing in town anymore. Like we will have sold everything else. It will just be everything will be women's sports in Minnesota. That'll
Can
be
we
it.
make that a new logo? The
Yeah.
women's volleyball thing.
Yeah. It'll
Maybe
just
I will.
everyone will be walking around with a girls rule shirt going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. So I know we well we talked about two things right when we got on at the
Yeah.
very beginning. One, you asked me if I was okay because my eyes look so sad.
Yeah.
Which
I didn't
I'm
get to
so
gamble.
happy. I'm so happy that you did because I was just like, it's sad, Tim, because I
I,
believe that I had accidentally bought the wrong Jay Kelly
oh,
and I had lost. Yeah.
yeah,
So
that
not
makes
a great
sense.
day.
But I didn't. The way you guys said it was like, yeah, I'm just sad right now. Like a lot going on, and then you guys just moved in, and it was just like, why are
Yeah.
you sad, dude?
Uh
Like,
well,
um,
hashtag sad boy Tim, and shout out to my beautiful, beautiful wife, Molly Burgart, for doing my makeup that day. So yes, it was intentionally supposed to be a little bit of an emo day for Tim. I was not really that sad, but I have to say, if I get through, like, I've had a lot of rain clouds over me when it comes to things that I've done in fantasy sports, whether it be trades, whether it be just like getting second over and over and over again. I can't imagine that picking the wrong Jay Kelly leaves me anytime soon. You know what I
it
mean?
reminded me of my
That's one that you
dad.
don't get it past.
That reminded me of my dad. All right, about 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
when Delvin Cook was super good, right? Him and his
Yeah.
buddies, they're in a fantasy, and he had the third overall pick, and
No.
he drafted Cook, running back. And everyone started ripping him like, "Oh my God, Jim, you fucking idiot. What did you do?" He's like, "What are you talking about? I drafted Delvin Cook." He's like, "No, you didn't. You drafted his brother, James Cook."
Who at that time would have been
Was a
like
rookie.
a backup, like
Like,
a
was a bum. Was a
backup. Yeah,
bum. And so
absolutely.
he basically wasted his first round pick,
Mm.
just like I fucking did this year with Derrick Henry.
You
Josh,
know,
probably
you
come get
know
his
that Derrick
shoes.
Henry only plays well in the snow. Everyone knows that. He's a cold monster.
I've
He's a
been reading a lot
Yeti.
about Derrick Henry, right? Because I'm contemplating, like, all
Hmm.
right, trade him for something cheap. He ain't gonna be worth nothing.
James Cook?
Yes, I get no, no, no. Derrick Henry.
Oh no, I'm
After,
saying trading
oh,
him for James Cook.
we'll see after this week. But what I've heard, because I've been reading all these articles, I'm keeping him because he's super pissed. He got
Yeah,
held at 20 yards, which is the lowest amount of rushing yards in 6 years. I
yeah,
guess he's just been watching film, like keeping to himself, and he's just laser focused. And that's what I need my team to be. Like, I'm 0-3. I'm on the bottom of the fucking barrel.
yeah.
I am in Dale status right now. I
That's
am
pretty good.
I am just fucking devastated. But I'm taking it on the chin. I'm like, you know what? If I'd sucked this year, hopefully my consolation bracket would be all right. I'll get that first overall, and I'll get fucking Tyreek the freak, the future porn star.
That's
And
pretty good.
hopefully, since I drafted him, I get a free like dick pic or something. And
You get a 6 month subscription to his OnlyFans.
he's gonna be banging hotties, right?
That's pretty good. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
why don't you bang some people around for last week's matchups? Because I know you had told me that's number two. You took notes. You want to light people on fire because you did not get to or did
My
not
draft
feel up to
analysis.
it during draft day. So
Yeah.
the floor is yours. Last week, you start where you will. I will chime in.
All right. I should have been a little more prepared because I had all this stuff up. And
Very
then I
good.
would do Zoom. But let's just start off with my matchup, right? That was the closest matchup besides the Strife Bowl, which is a total fucking dud of all Strife Bowls. You and Nick fucked up. You guys said it was gonna be awesome. It wasn't awesome. It was only
No,
awesome for Chris
we
because he snuck out the win.
yes, we also we picked the wrong thing to go over 200
Yeah.
points
Pick
for
the guys
sure.
and put up. Yeah.
For sure.
Well, let's start with my game. Once again,
Yep.
I hate running backs
Yep.
besides Marshawn. And my running backs let me down this week big time. No one really showed up besides Debo Samuel, and he was kind of floated around in some of my trade offers last week. The one notably is Josh Frederick. We know him as Dale.
Yep.
Um, he wanted to trade Debo Samuel for Michael Thomas and Raheem Morset. And I said, get fucked with that thing.
Get bent.
And guess what? 45 points from Mostert last week would have won me this game single handedly and bumped me up right in
Oh,
the standings.
yeah.
Poor management. Poor
Mm.
management. It's the excuse I have this year. Kudos to Luke, lowest points for this year, like always.
Uh-huh.
Great, great. We were texting back and forth all weekend, and finally it was like 9 o'clock on Monday night. I'm like, dude, I gotta go to bed. I gotta wake up early. Like, best of luck. I guess I'll catch you in the morning. And yeah, Jamar Chase just went off after I fell asleep. So probably should
Well,
stay.
also,
You got
um, rest in peace, Mike Williams. I don't
yes.
know how long he's going to be out, but that was the
He
second
tore his
biggest.
ACL.
Oh, he's out
So
then.
the whole year.
So,
That's why
but
he overpaid for Jordan Palmer. He paid more. He paid like $31 more than the next guy for Jordan Palmer, which is fine because like when you lose a guy like Mike Williams and Jordan Palmer is the
well,
next guy
who
up,
did?
Luke, he
Because
had Mike Williams,
I see it
right?
as, uh, I thought that it was. You know what?
Dude,
You're
Mike Williams put
absolutely
25
no,
up
you're
on me.
absolutely right. I saw
Yeah.
that C. I thought that Chris got him. Uh,
Yeah, no,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
kudos to Luke, like overpay for someone like I
40
just fucking did. Spent the rest of my free agency money. I'm fucking stepping back, yanking up three. I'm hoping I'm not hit a brick and just make a swish.
Yeah,
And
40, 42 for Mike Williams, but or for Joshua Palmer. But if he can put up the same that Mike Williams was, like if he can
yes,
get 20 plus,
yes, and that's a
woof.
chance he's taken by
Yep.
putting so much money on him.
Yep.
And did you see it's pronounced Achan. That's how he wants to be pronounced from here
A-Chan,
on
not
out.
A-Chain.
It's not Achan. It's Achan. That's what he.
Oh,
That's what he
okay.
said to the media when he addressed it when after his great game.
Okay.
Achan.
Devon.
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 Devon. I'm gonna call him Devon because he's on my
Okay.
team. I can call him whatever the fuck. I
Devon
want.
A-Chan
Yep. I
for
overpaid. I said,
$83.
yep, overpaid. You see all the offers on him though? I mean, you put an
Yeah.
offer on like the
Yep.
next one up. I think I overpaid by like third. What was it? I wrote it down. Hold on. I know that everyone's gonna make fun of me for this, but
I
um,
well, we also
I
look at,
yeah,
this is not even
$31
the
overpaid.
yeah, this is not even the most that someone's paid for a running back this year. Last week,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. Let's talk about Scuds. Let's go roll into your game, dude, because you guys are
Sure.
pretty good. But like Scuds 0-2, I was like, Burgard's got this, man, no problem. And all of a sudden, all Scuds players showed up.
Oh my
But on
god,
a good
yeah.
note, Scuds players only showed up 1 out of the 3 weeks that he's had.
Mm-hmm.
He's put up like 114, 113, and then 184.
I'm
Any kind of
telling you, I do not know the last time that I saw a player get 18 receptions in a game. 18, not
and a
18
throwing
times that he
touchdown.
was, yeah,
And a
oh
throwing
yeah,
touchdown.
don't get me started. uh 18 receptions, not targets. He had 20
215
targets.
yards. No touchdowns caught. Keep
Yeah,
that in mind, Burgard, too. You could have even gotten raped more that game.
that is true. That is true. It was a rough game. I feel like the rest of his team did well. It
Your team
was,
did really well too, dude.
but it was
Thielen
it
showed
was
up.
literally just Allen and Walker for him that showed up and showed out. If both of them would have scored 15 points, it would have been a barn burner.
I
And yeah,
I offered a lot of things for Kenny Walker. He was on my team last year. I drafted him late
he's a good player.
because I knew he was going to be a sneak. And, just like this Jalen Hyatt guy I have on my
Mm-hmm.
team that's still on my fucking bench. I think he's still going to be good, but
Yeah, I should have kept A Chain on my bench, but or A Chan, A
but
Chan.
yeah, I would have been $83 richer if you would have,
Yeah,
but I would have been crying inside knowing I'm going to go 0-4 without
we
another
would have
run.
had an amazing trade. Um, yes,
But
I
kudos to Scuds, man. His team showed up. Me and him were talking, the 0-2 bros at the time.
Yeah.
and we both wanted each other to win. And he won. Fucking good for him. It's got him more way.
Yeah. One and
You know what?
two.
Yeah.
We're 1-2.
You know what?
I'm hoping
Yeah.
that Eckler comes back this next week so that I can have my running back one back. And if that does happen, James Cook might be on the trading block for a
Dude,
very
do not
good.
do that
I'm just
because,
saying
dude, Austin Eckler's hurt fucking more times than he plays for the last two,
that
3
is
years.
not
When you
true.
drafted him and you're like, oh, I love Eckler, I was like,
He's
dude, that's
hurt
the
two
dumbest.
games a week, or he's hurt 2 to 3 games a year. That's it. That's still
Okay.
quite a bit, but it's that's it.
Yeah. Okay. If you can survive those 2, 3 games, and then like
That
me and you
is the truth.
make a run, man, like could be us in the final, the Tim Bowl. But um,
Kimball,
yeah, let's save the Strife Bowl for last. Let's go to the Dan and Cookie matchup.
beautiful. Dan has
Devontae
been on
Adams.
fire.
Devontae Adams is like I mentioned in our group chat earlier. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's the fucking Beyonce and Destiny's Child. And Chris said, "Oh, One Eye died, and that was TLC." So Chris doesn't even know his own woman band groups. But like Devontae Adams is a Beyonce and Destiny's Child. This fucking glamour child who's gonna put up
Mm-hmm.
numbers, but he's gonna lose every fucking game. And I just heard he wants out. So um oh man, we only have 10 minutes left. All right, so
I don't know why I pay for Zoom. And so give me a second. Just keep going. Keep going.
um I offered Patty Mahomes to Dan.
Go on.
Um yes, for Devontae Adams. And he goes, "No, I love the Watson Cooper double come shot." And I looked at him and said, "You're the dumbest fucking person in the world." It actually panned out pretty well for him because it scored almost like a third of his points.
Right?
Cookie, you had your guy show up, Christian McCaffrey, and awesome fucking start with CJ Stroud because he looks like he's gonna be the real deal eventually. So
He
if it wasn't for
did
the rest of
tell
your
us too.
dumbass team, and I'm so glad Justin Tucker missed that field goal because if he was on my team like every other fucking year, he wouldn't have missed that fucking field goal and he would have made it and would have made it.
Okay. I don't know how I did that, but I stopped the recording for literally a
No,
second.
it's fine, man. Gotta pay, right?
Yeah, no.
Good job, Dan.
I
Good win. Whatever. Like,
yes.
fuck you. How about Robbie's week, huh? He goes from not starting Aaron Jones because he was probably doing some fucking CrossFit fucking competition after he bought a new fucking, what do you call it? Crash derby,
Yep.
fucking, yeah, demo derby, whatever the hell you'd say, Rob. And he fucking forgot, and he comes bounces back. Tyreek Hill is his man,
Also, that week, like Aaron Jones didn't score anything, so it's not like it would have made that much of a difference.
but he didn't play, did
Aaron
he?
Jones?
No, he was hurt. They scratched.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
that
that's
so like
right.
Robbie didn't check his roster. So and he didn't fucking care. He's still 2-1. So if he actually tried, would he be 3-0? Maybe. Who knows? But like Crawley, that poor fucking bastard, dude. Like at the end of the draft, right? I was sitting next to Crawley the whole time. And
Yeah.
every time he picks someone, I fucking want to punch him in the fucking face because that's exactly who I was gonna fucking pick. And so and he just kind of had that shit fucking ginger smile on him, like. And at the end of the draft, I did a quick analysis in my head. I'm like, Crowley's team's fucking solid. Playing games.
Right?
You are playing games.
Me?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. I'm
So like everyone was like, "Oh, Calvin Ridley's gonna be so fucking good for 1 week," and then he's had 2 fucking dud weeks because guess what? They fucking throw some extra coverage on him. He doesn't know what to fucking do. Justin Herbert is gonna ride and die with that guy, but you know, Crowley can do some damage, but it's just how he's gonna start his lineup. And Rob, he has Tua and Tyreek. I don't like to speak about other leagues, but I got him in another league too, and I'm fucking killing it there. But um, Robbie, his whole roster that week, just up and down, was amazing. Tyreek Hill to George Kittle finally showed up, even that Christian Kirk from Jacksonville, and then his defense got 31 and his fucking kicker got 18. That's
Isn't
fucking
yeah,
49 points.
isn't that crazy?
49 points he got just on those two people.
Oh, yeah, for me, that is. I mean, we've talked about ways to change the league before. I know that I got basically second place one uh, one year because I had New England defense at the right time.
Yeah.
So I can't really be complaining by any means.
Shout out
But
Ramondre with the jersey you're wearing, right? Is that Ramondre?
you are close. But I like small scat backs. So if it is a small scat back, who is it?
Okay, I give up. I
The
can't think of it.
best nickname type
Oh, Danny
guy,
Woodhead.
Danny Woodhead,
Yeah, my
baby.
bad.
Danny Woodhead.
Took me a minute there. That
I
was like
bought
7 years
this
ago.
Chinese knockoff jersey as quick as I could, and I love it to death. And so yeah, I will ride this until the wheels fall off for Danny Woodhead.
All right, let's go into Dale versus Rizzo.
Love it.
Dale went to one if it wasn't for his fucking Miami hell of a record day. If you think about it, like Mostert maybe can get 20 points a game, right? Maybe.
Right,
So if he even that is he wins by a point. If you just deduct his fucking score, 20 points.
right.
And if you deducted 25, he loses. He's 0-3. He's still complaining no matter what. So I just don't understand how a guy like Dale is 1-2 and I'm 0-3.
It is off by 1 point, like one game and
Yeah.
just a couple of points. And so,
I ain't sweating, dude. I ain't sweating. I'm having fun this year because I don't really care. Like all I want to do is win a purple jacket.
yep,
Then whatever happens after that, I could give two. I would finish last and sing the national anthem proudly as long as I get one fucking jacket. And I'm
that
still
is
chasing that.
that is the truth, isn't it? Like all it takes is one good one.
Yeah.
One. That's it.
One. Yeah. And it
Yeah.
might be like Chris won last year, and Chris had no fucking he had no like he could not be in the playoffs last year. Like his team was dog shit. And then he just caught every fucking break.
Yep.
Whatever. That was
Hey,
last.
sometimes that's all it takes is just the luck of being out there, putting the right team together, having it work. It just it's all you need.
And Rizzo just hit the fucking running back bug like I do every fucking week.
Yep.
Was it 7.4 points for his running backs, which was actually four more points than my running backs put up too. So, and I feel Rizzo's pain. He came all this way on draft day to come hang out with us.
And you're gonna
Thinking he
say
could get a
that
best
he
in
didn't
draft
do
recap, and he left fucking sad.
wait, he didn't leave that day, did he?
No, I don't know, but I left
Yeah.
without the draft analysis, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I do. And Luke, fucking all the way from California. Looking
Yeah.
forward to hanging out with him all weekend. And I get there and I'm saying, peace out, guys. I'm sorry. But, you know, we have some more time. Do you have like waves going on in your background or something? I hear something.
Waves?
Yeah, you're playing a game, right?
No. So I we have what looks like uh 2 minutes. But I don't know. I have the pro account. I don't know why it's showing that it's going to be running out. And
Okay.
so what I'm thinking, I'm trying to set up here. you know what we're gonna do? Remember where we are.
Okay.
Give me
We have this right.
Go for it. Continue on your rant, good sir.
Sorry, I had a pee. Um, I don't even know where we left off. I know we're going to
Hmm.
the Strife Bowl next, right?
Strife Bowl next.
What
Go for it.
the worst Strife Bowl in the history of fantasy football,
Wah,
right?
wah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like I would, especially on how dominant Chris was looking, at least, if
Yeah.
not like is looking. It was by far the least
I
like
would not be proud to be 3-0 if I was Chris Strife right now. He'll say, "Oh, go fuck yourself. You're 0-3, I'm 3-0." But even if I was 3-0 that way, I'd be like, that's not the way I want to go. You know,
Yeah, he
95 to 91, you beat your brother. Can you
oof.
imagine them like, hey, John, you want to come over to my house or are you going over to yours? And John would be like, come over to my house, you know. And
It
it'd be
was a
sitting
slap
watching.
battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're watching it, and they just this is probably them the whole time. Your team sucks, man. Yeah, so does yours.
Mm, is the truth. And just looking at it like of course Stefan Diggs did pretty well, like AJ Brown did pretty well. There were a few other people in there, but like for the most part, just no one performed up to what they thought. And really, like they didn't really leave any points on the bench. I guess Zach Moss, but who's gonna play Zach Moss from Indy for 22
Are you?
points? Laporta. Do you know
Who?
who Laporta is? Tell me a
No,
position. Tell me a position.
he sounds like a punter.
He sure does. Laporta, the punter, sounds great. He is a tight end on Chris's bench that scored 22 points for his bench.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah,
Detroit guy. Yeah,
but I mean, like you're not gonna play him. You're
no,
not gonna do any of that shit.
no.
So yeah, I agree. Like this was completely uncalled for. Like I did not think that this would be it. We had of course bet that this would be the outcome for I believe it
Yeah,
was Charles Worth and Cookie, but yeah, I thought that Chris would score 150 points like he's been doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I've written down everyone's score of all the weeks, and Chris scored 133,
Mm-hmm.
147,
Mm-hmm.
wah wah 95.
95. Yeah. Yeah. Uh
And you know what? Week one for Chris, he scored 133 points. That's a fluke because Dallas defense scored him 35 points,
yeah. But
right?
even then, it's 115 if you just put it halfway, 110 if you put it to 10 points as a defense. Yeah.
Yeah, let me look that up then because he beat Dan 133 to like 98.
Yeah. He
So
still
yeah,
wins. Yeah.
yeah, he still wins.
Not by as much, but he still wins.
Yeah, the sneaky Chris way, like he usually does, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
How'd
that
you think the week went? Like honestly, like you're the host. We never really get to hear from you. You do a great, phenomenal job at hosting it.
thank you.
Give me your matchup that you're most proud of, or the best matchup you saw, and the worst matchup you saw.
Oh, Strike Bowl is the worst matchup
Yeah.
that I saw
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Right.
Hopefully, week what 14 it is or whatever, they
Yeah.
come alive and it's worth something. Like Chris is 3-0, he could be like 6-6.
I will say that like getting the fourth highest points and losing on the week hurts
Yeah.
for myself. So 136 losing
Like
to
anyone else,
184.
pretty much, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean really like it
Story of
is
my life.
there's two other people that I would have lost to other than the person that I did. Everybody else I would have beat handsomely. And so it gives me a great I am very optimistic for weeks to come. But it is for me the worst matchup, the worst Like that was definitely the worst. The best one that happened had to have been Luke and you. Like I really think that
It came down to Monday night.
it came down to Monday
It
night.
really did.
It
Because I
came
was
down
up like
to
30 some points, and he had Jalen Hurts, Jamar Chase, and I
yeah.
had the fucking Brett Mayer, my kicker that I picked up
I
last
also
minute.
think that like any amount of points from Derrick Henry puts you in
Yeah,
this,
I know.
right? Right.
That's
And
why I'm
so
not fucking worried, dude.
that
Because just
was
wait, my time's coming.
yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking sit here and dale it up and fucking sulk and bitch. I'm gonna
No.
take it on the chin, 0-3, first time ever, and that's okay.
Yep.
You're gonna have those years, but how you like the Vikings, we're in the same situation. We're both 0-3. What are you gonna
Yep.
do? Take it
I
head to
really
head.
think that both bounce back to crawl into the playoffs. That
I don't
is
know the bench to do it, but if all my players stay healthy, that's what it comes down to. Because last
yeah.
year's playoffs, I was the number, like I wasn't the number one team, should have been the number one team, should have had a fucking bye, and I didn't. But I'm not looking back at last year. I'm looking at this year, and Derrick Henry, who I fucking can't stand, is gonna have a hell of a year, and he's gonna prove me
Yeah.
wrong.
So speaking of this year and moving forward, you have my game of the week this week.
Really,
Oh yeah. You and Jason are projected for the same score.
116,
Point
116.3
three.
to 116.3. How about
Yeah.
that? I was gonna
But
mention that.
I also think that when you look at it, he doesn't like Montgomery, maybe for like Joshua Kelly, Jay Kelly, if you will. And you have A Chain in. Like it is one of those
Hey
things where like
Chan,
A Chan.
sorry.
Uh there's not a whole lot that I would like change in either. Like it's it's going to be a bloodbath for this. I actually think that you guys score closer to like 130 to 130 on this,
Okay,
but
it's
it
gonna come down to
is
the receivers.
I
That's
think
what it's
it
gonna come down
I
to.
think it comes down to the
My
running
running back.
backs again.
But like,
But for
well,
both
look at our
sides.
wide receivers. He is the number 3, 6, and
Yep.
12 receiver right now.
Yep.
I have the 8, 21, and 24. So obviously he has me there.
That's why I think that they wash. I
Yeah.
think that I mean like I think that he has two very good wide receivers. You have two pretty darn good wide receivers. I think Jordan Addison is going to be better than Puka Nakua after this week. Like I think that they end up being a wash, maybe 10 points to him, but he has Josh O'Kelly and Brees Hall, where you have Derrick Henry. Like
Yeah.
I don't care who else you put in. It should be you getting 10 more points in that category. And I can't believe that you don't. And then I mean Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, it's a 1-2 punch.
Dude, right?
It's
That
great.
it's gonna be so
It
much
is
fun to watch.
great.
Patrick
I
Mahomes
know.
and Josh Allen.
And especially like if you were to just divvy up these players, it's very even to me.
we
It's
don't we
very
don't
even.
have the best matchups this Sunday, our quarterbacks, because he's had Miami defense, who's been pretty fucking solid,
Yeah.
and I have the Jets defense, who they could probably shut down the receivers. So
I don't know that Miami has played a team that is worth saying that they're good yet. Like
okay,
like Miami has held teams to low scores, but like the Broncos are terrible. And
yeah,
like we're talking about teams that are not great that they've looked good against and like I think Miami is a powerhouse, but I think that Buffalo versus Miami it might be they might score 90 points as a total like
take
it
the
could
over.
easily be right like if you gave me a 70 as the over it would be tough for me to say that it doesn't go 35-35 and so like that's great for Josh Allen
Yeah,
right oh man it's this is going
it
to be
yeah,
a
it's gonna be
great
fun.
game
It's gonna
yeah
be fun.
yeah
I if I go 0-4, well, I'm gonna upset some people down the road. That's my goal.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you have anything else to say about your matchup? Because really, like, I think Addison is just heating up. I think Debo Samuels is heating up. I think Achan is heating up, and Patrick Mahomes is a guy that can score 30, 40 points on any given week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good matchup. I have nothing else to say, but best of luck, Rizzo. Let the best man win.
Okay. Uh Robert Murray, Josh Frederick. This one again, another pretty close matchup. The thing that actually makes me want to take Robert Murray over Josh is just Tua and Tyreek Hill for the simple fact that they're playing Buffalo. And I think it's going to be that bloodbath that we just talked about. I think they're
Yep.
just going to run up points.
Yeah.
That's it.
Um, Maybe that's why Rob picked up the Cleveland defense, I guess, right? We kind of
Yeah.
touched that on a
I
little
mean,
bit.
you don't I don't blame him what one bit for replacing the Bills.
But $11 for defense when the next highest bid was $1 by Luke, and he's probably just like, ah, fuck it, $1.
Right.
What's to lose?
Right. Right.
But you
Right.
know what? Rob has a better record than me, so I can't really judge. My prediction, um, it kind of goes against everyone else, but I think Dale's gonna win because he's been so high on Jamar Gibbs and he's been just a dud. And Jamar Gibbs goes at Green Bay,
Mhm.
and I just think, he's always that one person that fucks up a Lambeau, home field advantage. And I think he's gonna go into there pretty good. And like Michael Thomas, he has Jameis Winston thrown to him. If you look at
Mhm.
last year's stats, he was way better with Jameis
Yep.
um, than Andy Dalton. But I think the main thing is Raheem Mostert or Morset or whatever you want to call him. Like, I think that's the reason he's gonna win is Raheem. Just that Miami running back blood. I hope Raheem has a horrible game and Achan does well, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it would be fun to see I mean, like, they can both have great games on that team. They're just both such talented players. I think that you're right. It is fun to see a running back in the flex position in a PPR. Like, it only happens on very specific teams.
Not mine.
Okay,
But
next
yes,
one.
yes, like
Yes.
That's a Dale thing right there, starting three running backs and a running
Yeah.
quarterback, right? So
Yeah.
he's just hoping to God they get in the end zone
Yeah.
one way or another, right?
Uh Dan and Luke are next.
Okay.
And so in this one, I think it's a little like it is a week of really good matchups. I do think that right now everything is leaning in Dan's side. Dan has also been persevering. He's been doing very well. I think that Kelsey being back, being healthy, being
Dating Taylor
in.
Swift.
I mean, if Tay Tay shows up to the game, you know that he's getting to
New
this
York,
game.
she has a box in New York already.
Oh my
Like
god. If
she
she
just call anyone and anyone would let her do it, right?
you know what I heard this week, which I thought was pretty funny, is you have Travis Kelsey, arguably the best tight end player in the league, arguably one of the faces of football right now.
Hmm.
If Taylor Swift had $100,000 in her bank account, Travis Kelsey would have $3,000. That is their net worth. Is like he's broke compared to Taylor Swift,
Oh,
and he is
absolutely.
the face of football. And so for her, she could have a box at every stadium in
Well,
every
she's staying in
city.
half of them, right? So I
Yeah,
mean, probably come
yeah,
on down. We love you.
absolutely. And
Did you know
so
Travis Kelsey jerseys soared 400%? since that game.
And it's probably 19 to 30-year-old women.
Oh, absolutely. It's probably
Yeah.
like mothers and grandmothers buying it for their daughters. Like, oh, I bought you a Travis Kelsey
Right, right,
jersey
right.
because I
This
saw
is
him
the person that you like.
dating
It's their
Taylor.
boyfriend. Yeah. But I do think that hype train continues. I think that so this is the biggest thing that I am so excited for. We get to see Alvin Kamara play
Come back.
football.
Yeah.
I have heard
With
reports
their
that
main
he is,
quarterback hurt.
yeah, but I've heard that he has looked electric since the offseason. And he, like, for me, I think that he is going to be the reason why I pick Dan Charlesworth over Luke Leavovich. But that's it. Like, I think everything else wants me to pick Luke's team. I love Hurts. I love Josh Jacobs. I love Chase. I love all the team. And I
Yeah.
think that Josh Palmer has a great game. I think that it really is going to be like 3 or 4 players on Dan's team that just light up
Yep.
completely.
You're absolutely right. And just to think that Dan could have had a Patrick Mahomes,
Mm, mm,
kind of something.
yeah,
But you know what? I'm picking Dan because Luke, look at his lineup, right? Everyone's seen his lineup.
it's a
He
good lineup.
scored 70, 100 points, and 121 points.
Mm.
He has the lowest points for in the entire football
That
fantasy account,
surprises me with his lineup. Like, oh, well, you do
right?
have game one, Jamar Chase scored 5 points.
Well, I know, but I
Yeah.
mean, look at his lineup and look at his points for. He's
I
dead last in the league.
I would
That's the
take the
reason I'm picking
over.
Dan.
I would take the over on him for average points this week. Like, I think that he will score in the top 6. I think that he scores to number
Tennessee's
1 or 2.
terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tennessee's terrible. You're
Yep.
absolutely right. And you know
Yep.
what? 2-1 with the lowest points for. I mean, that's sitting pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's going to be 3-1 and 2-2, and 2-2 with the lowest points scored is still going to be pretty great.
Yeah.
What do you think about Nick Scudamore and Josh Crawley?
I'm just gonna come
It's
out and say I think Scudamore is gonna win. Josh is hurting.
Yeah,
He has Saquon starting right now. He could be coming back. He's probably hearing some things. He's probably following every single social media account Saquon Barkley has, and he's saying Saquon is playing on Sunday. I'm starting him no matter what.
yeah,
And let's hope he starts and he puts up good points because like I said at the beginning of this podcast,
yeah,
after the draft, I thought Josh had one of the best teams. Just sneaky good.
yeah.
They put up really good points the first week. I don't know if they's, you know, it, man, it's just really tough to say. I love Crowley, but man, like his team is really hit and miss right now. And I just kind of feel bad for the guy, but he don't care. He's gonna still put
He's
out.
also 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Uh
saying. That's why I'm not afraid to be 0-3 because you got all these teams that are
yeah,
1-2, 2-1. The only one team is 3-0, and that's Chris.
yeah.
And
Who
so if
snuck
anybody's
away with one this last week.
yeah,
Snuck away with one.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely snuck away. The
Yep.
first two rightfully won, you know,
So
but
so this says that the over under for Nick should be 23 points. I think that this one ends up being an 8 point battle. I think it's 8 to 10 points. I think that uh Josh overperforms, and I think Scuds performs as they say. I think Scuds is mid 120s. I think Josh Crawley, and here's the thing, I think Calvin Ridley is going to do well. Devontae Smith is going to do well. Herbert bounces back. I think that Saquon Barkley does not play, and I think that he puts in McKinnon who ends up having a nice game against the Jets. I think that is what ends up happening, and he loses by 10 points.
Dude, McKinnon. All right, so I think I had him on my team last year, the
Yeah.
year before, and it's so hard to when to play him.
Boom
Like
bust.
that's a like Carly, if I had to give you one piece of advice is to
Mm-hmm.
just drop the guy and not deal with the guy because
So,
he could put up fucking 25 points like he did last week, or what did he score last week?
yeah.
Like he scored 18 points last
Yeah.
week. And then week one's two, week one is two, week two
Yeah.
is five, and then
Nothing. Yeah.
18.
I do
Drop the
think
guy, get rid of him.
I do think that he is one of my favorite running back fours. Like running back three, running back fours. Like if you get an injury and then
Back to
someone's on
squad running back.
bye,
Yeah.
right? Like if you get an injury and your guy's on bye, I love plugging him in because he is that guy that can get you 18 in a week,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
mostly gets you five. I don't want to have to start him because of a bye, but if there's an injury, he is the best running back four on your team.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
100%. I do
Burrita,
have,
I would start Burrita over him actually if there is no Saquon Barkley.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do have Scuds solely on Kenny Walker, and then
Yeah.
he actually is going to be hopefully starting that Tank Dell guy. I
Oh,
mean,
yep.
yeah, we'll
He's got him
see
in
some
right
good
now.
shit.
He's
Well,
got him in flex right now, and I do think that that's a solid 15 points.
if you look at Scuddy's bench,
Yeah.
I think he has the deepest team in this league right now. He's got
Okay.
Pacheco, Herbert,
Uh-huh.
Sutton, Myers, and they're all projected to score between 12 and 15 points. And Anthony Richardson,
I
who
do
could be
think
a
it's
dark
a
horse.
little bit biased towards
Well,
I'll take that back.
you
Like,
know what? You might be right, but at the same time, if you look at everyone else's bench, look at my bench, for example. I have like a combined
rough.
20 points on my
Yeah.
bench.
No, I
Projected.
agree. I was gonna say that most of them are wide receivers which score like it's not hard, it's not terrible to find a 12-point wide receiver on waivers, like
Yeah.
if you have to week to week, but really like you're very correct for like I don't think Khalil Herbert scores 10 points the rest of the season or not a game that you would start him. Pacheco, not too bad. Warren, pretty great. I think all of them under deliver. I don't think that I would try to start any of them. The only person
Mhm.
that I think is worth anything on his bench, which right now is worthless, is Anthony Richardson. But I think that they are the perfect placeholders for what could be 15 points and just never perform up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely correct. I would honestly take Josh Crawley's bench over his. Having Rashard White, McKinnon, and Burita are three really strong running backs.
Well, if
Uh
Saquon's starting, Burrito's nothing. You're not going
Nothing
to put
but
Burrito in.
but
It's a good, what do you call it?
handcuff.
Handcuff.
Yeah. But Zay Flowers might be a second half hero to this league. Like Zay Flowers might be the number one on his team going into like week 8, 9 of the season. He is electric. Uh
If I was him, I would sit Garrett Wilson, which is a huge like, what the fuck are you talking about, Bastion?
yeah, but he has no
But
quarterback.
he has to start Zay Flowers. Look at
Yeah.
the Ravens. Ravens have no wide receivers. They have Odell is hurt, and
Yep.
then they have Rashad Bateman, who
Yep.
drops balls more than
I
know,
agree completely. I think Garrett Wilson is a
Osborne,
name. Garrett Wilson is a great name when you
Aaron
have
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers out there.
Yep.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I
Yep.
would move Calvin Ridley up, and I would put Garrett Wilson
Sorry,
on the
Scuds.
bench
Got to give him at least a
for
little chance.
Zay Flowers in your flex. You are absolutely correct. If he does that, you know what? I say he only loses by 5. Uh, Now we
All right.
have Johnny Strife 1 and 2 versus Christian until I after mom Tim Anderson Cookie Kodiak. Uh,
Another close matchup.
a decently good one. I actually am going to go with Strafe on this one, even though it says that it should be Cookie. I think that Joe Burrow is not there yet. They're just having issues, which runs into Joe Mixon having issues, which runs into the team just not doing great. The one caveat to that is, I mean, in this game against Arizona, I don't like McCaffrey could score 50 points on any week. Like it's just what he can do. But against Arizona, who did win last week,
Yep, against
I,
Cowboys.
yeah, I against my shitty quarterback. Um, I think that
Have
McCaffrey
two.
does not need to do a whole lot. And I think that this team ends up, I think that he scores a measly 20 to 25 points, which is a lot. But when you're looking at like Joe Mixon scoring 5 to 10, Pittman going against the Rams, and I mean Gabe Davis maybe shows up. There's a lot of great
That's
things on
another
this
one.
team. Yeah, I just
Gonna
think
catch a
that
60-yard touchdown, or he's gonna have two receptions for -1 yards.
right. I take Diggs, I take Geno Smith, I take Lamb, I take like I just really like John's team, and I think that he is going to pull this one out. I think that it is going to be a barn burner, and I think that it comes down to Monday Night
Right.
Football with Geno
You know,
Smith.
I'm gonna give John props here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been best friends with the Stripes since like kindergarten, right? Um, John has always been that quiet, sneaky guy that comes out of nowhere, right? His whole
Yeah.
life. Um, what a play to put Geno Smith in your starting lineup over Trevor Lawrence. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the reason he did
Mm-hmm.
that is because Trevor Lawrence is going over to England and then playing at 8:30 in the morning. So
Ooh.
they have to travel to London. He's going to be tired. Trevor Lawrence is tall white boy with long hair. He's going to be well received in England.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
go
Geno
on.
Smith, black in Seattle. He's actually gonna be in New York. He's gonna be like, I gotta perform in front of all these honeys and in front of all these people, and he's gonna be put up on numbers. Unfortunately for John, I have Cookie winning this game, and the reason, Phew. Sorry,
Gesundheit.
thanks. The reason is gonna be Joe Burrow. He has had been the worst quarterback this year.
Terrible.
And it's not like him. He's had this calf injury, right? He goes
Yeah.
to Tennessee. He's going to be playing some easy cornerbacks. I think he's going to get some good reads with Jamar Chase. And I think that Burrow's going to have a fucking day.
He
And
has not scored 30 points collectively on the year.
correct. And look at Joe Mixon. Those two,
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon's going to, this is my prediction. And I'm probably going to be wrong, but I just have a really good feeling Joe Mixon's going to get like 5 to 8 receptions for like
Ooh.
70 yards, and
That
that's going to be the difference for Cookie winning.
okay.
Like
So
Joe Mixon, like I said, he's good. He's like the fucking Jerick McKinnon. He either scores a lot of points or little points, and because I've had him on my team, he's going to be scoring lots of points this week.
so is this our 1 week matchup bet? You and me. I take John, you take Cookie.
All right, let's do it. Cookie 2 weeks in a row. Is that fair to everyone else?
Fuck
Fuck
him.
everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's a Tim connection. So
um,
last week I lost a cheese bet. What is my, and I've lost a whiskey bet so far. So what is my bet with you?
I don't know, man. You're the host. You make the fucking bet. You had a whiskey bet and a cheese
Uh-huh.
bet.
Uh-huh. How about this? This year, one of us has to buy the other off of this, a AliExpress. What is this? No. Oh my god, it's making us do this again. An AliExpress jersey, like a
AliExpress.
Chinese $20 jersey that you get that takes 2 months to get here, and you get to personalize it. It's the same thing that I did for Dale. Dale has one that is
Dale
one that I
Cleveland
made for
Browns.
him. This is one of them. Like they're like 20
Yes.
bucks.
Yes.
We'll work it out, but it
I
will
hope I
be
lose because
a
I would love to design your
customized.
jersey.
It'll be a customized jersey for the other person.
Okay.
Can't spend more than like $35 including shipping.
I'm not even care about the fucking price. I'm gonna deck out if
Okay.
I lose. All right. Yes.
John, get it together.
John, yeah, get it together. I don't want to design Burger jersey. That'd be fucking awesome. He has to wear something besides that Danny Woodhead jersey for these
Oh,
podcasts.
but my baby. Okay. And our last one is of course me versus Chris Strife.
Yes. Two great
Uh
friends battling it out. I'm sure you guys are gonna have some good text messages going back and forth.
yeah, yeah.
I'm probably already started, like Chris asking you who you're gonna start, probably to get a leg up on you.
So tell me what you think about this matchup, knowing that we now have 8.5 minutes. Let's get this done.
Okay.
Let's get it good.
Well, is Austin Eckler gonna play? Is Jaron Waddle gonna play?
Those are
That
great
is gonna
questions.
determine it. If
Great
those two
question.
are in, I believe you're gonna win. I just don't believe AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are in a little tizzy right now
Mm-hmm.
because he's not getting the targets. And AJ Brown's that's why he left Tennessee. He's a prima donna. He wanted the touches. He wasn't getting it because Derrick Henry ran the show in Tennessee. So he left for Philadelphia. He's not getting the touches. Jalen Hurts ain't gonna take some shit. He's a team player. He's not gonna say, well, okay, I'm gonna throw to you because you want the stats. He's gonna
Right.
throw to the person to win the game.
Right.
For that reason, T. Higgins is a hit and miss. Like I said, Jamar Chase is going to have a hell of a game, and Joe Mixon is. That leaves T. Higgins out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Chris is just too high on this fucking Kiri Williams guy, Kieran Williams, or whatever you want to pronounce it, Chris.
Yep.
I just think he's just too high on him. Like he's got a hell of a bench that can score way more points than that guy.
I
But
mean, he had a 17 week and a 28 week. I'm glad that he had an 8 week. If he wants to leave him in and he's gonna score just like against Indy, who doesn't have a quarterback, like if he's gonna score a handful of points, leave him fucking in. Great. I'm all for it.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, Burgard. I can't remember what I just said about who's going to win this game, but I'm pulling for you.
Hey, thank you. I believe
I
that you
am because
said
I
that you
honestly
have
hold on. I
me
have notes. Chris and Burgard. Burgard's going to win if.
as long as yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Hmm.
No, I agree. Like I do not think Waddle plays this week with concussions. Like he's 1 week reserved from
Look at
like
Tua.
thank you.
Tua went out there like a week or two
Yeah,
after.
I'm hoping that they learn from that and they keep him off. I do think that Eckler comes back, but if not, James Cook is a great person to have in instead. Adam Thielen, shout out my boy. I got a lot of trade offers for him and said no. He's putting
Stuck to
up
your guns. Good for you, man.
he is putting up points. I got really good trade offers actually before the season started. TJ Hawkinson, who you are repping today, is my boy. I'm sticking with my guns, the one that I will say, please send me some type of triage so that I can have a quarterback that's worth playing.
I just want
Because
to put
right
on the
now,
record because people
oh
don't know this.
yeah,
Last week, I offered you Patty Mahomes and Kyle Pitts.
that is
Kyle Pitts
true.
for
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hawkinson and Travis Etienne.
Mm-hmm.
And
It got
you
close.
denied it.
It
You
got
denied it.
close.
And it's fine because it was like, all
Uh-huh.
right, this is a reach. I either need a new running back or a tight end, one of the two.
Yeah.
You've been playing fucking Russian roulette with three quarterbacks. And I'm like, all right, this will solidify him having a fucking quarterback. He doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
He gets to give up his boy. You are the truest homer I've ever met in my entire
Yeah,
life.
boy. Yeah, boy. If I only have, and you all know that this happens, like the fact that Madison hasn't hit the waivers yet is the only reason that I don't have him. That's the truth. Is like he is not going to play past like this week after his performance, and
Yeah.
it's rough. And
All right.
so for me, I actually I will confess to my family, I said one of you or multiple of you this Christmas, all I want, team up and get me a TJ
TJ
Hawkinson
Hawkinson
jersey.
jersey.
Because when I win
Yeah.
this year at fantasy
And if you win
football,
the bet this week, you're gonna get a different jersey. You're
oh
gonna be
dude,
flush.
I
You're gonna
want
be
to
replacing those hats behind you with fucking jersey.
I want the jersey to be like the Tim or like number one Tim on the back or something like that
Okay.
between
Double
we'll
zero.
figure it
Is
out.
that?
We'll figure it out
Well, I get to
afterwards.
design it, so
Oh,
you're
I
gonna have
know.
to wear
Or
whatever
I
I
get to design
design.
it for you. But
Yeah,
like
exactly.
if you did not know, Josh Frederick has one that says Dale, and on the
Dale.
front it's a Cleveland Browns, and it says dog. It says the doghouse, and it's like it's a super cool jersey.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone has ever done another one since then. But I'm taking myself, of course.
Okay.
Uh, I do not think that Chris wins, but I know that he always has a shot at it.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
want to see Chris go far now.
yeah.
His head is big enough right now.
So,
Real quick, who's
yeah,
the highest
please.
points and who's going to be the lowest points this week?
Oh my God, that's a great question. I honestly think highest points. Oh my God. I think highest points end up going to. I'm gonna give it to myself.
Okay. Because I'm going to also give it to myself. This
Okay.
week, my team shines. I go 1-3, and I start my comeback of the
Yeah.
greatest comeback in the
Yeah.
history of the Lured Alumni Fantasy Football Group.
I honestly think that the other person that I would have chosen is either you or Dan Charlesworth. I think for lowest points, I do think
It's gonna be
that
Crowley.
I think it's Crawley and I think it's Chris Strife. I think Chris Strife just because of his performance last week. But
Yes.
we are going to do an off stage bet this week.
Okay.
And just because of this damn meeting time thing.
It's okay.
Would you like to roll right now? Do you
Yeah,
know
let's
that you
do it.
want to roll?
Yeah, we'll figure out what it is later.
Okay.
Because I
I
know you read them off on the first podcast.
Yep. We'll at least have the number on here and I will have this solved by next week. But okay, the number is 9, which we have not had yet. And give me 1 second and I can
A
tell you
minute
what
30.
9 is. I know. I have it right here. I'm pretty good at this. Lowest amount of yards allowed by a defense.
Oh, Robbie's $11 is looking pretty good right
I'm just saying it is kind of a good week to have it. And for sponsors, as we have 1 minute, what whiskey do you have?
I have this Pendleton whiskey.
Great one.
It's called Midnight. My wife bought it for me for our anniversary, and it's just gone already.
Ooh, I am also on the last bits of what I like to call the Minnesota whiskey, which
Ah, the
is,
Evan Williams.
yep, Minnesota whiskey to me is just the one that you can drink the most of because our teams lose all that fucking much. So, hey, Tim, I love you. I
I
respect
love you,
you.
Burger.
I
I
can't wait to
can't.
see you.
Yes, yes, sir.
Cheers. I'll see you in a
I'm
couple
so
weeks.
happy for you and Molly. I can't wait to
Thank you.
fucking see you as a dad.
22 weeks tomorrow, baby.
Dude, I fucking can't wait. I can't fucking wait, dude.
You beautiful boy. I'll call you in a minute, okay?
All right, see ya.
Bye.